This is where you learn how to ace the top job interview questions. Before I get into the questions, here are 2 very important top tips to know. Number 1, before your interview, always look at the company's About Us page on their website or anywhere you can get the information about their history, their values, and their products or services. Memorize 2 important facts that you can insert into your answers just to wow your interviewer. And tip number 2 relates to our next area of focus, which is small talk. Of course, the goal is to have the best connection you can possibly have with your interviewer. So you want your small talk to go well. But be careful, because sometimes interviewers use small talk as a bit of a trick. Be careful not to get your guard down too much so that you share too much. Keep it professional. The goal here is to develop some kind of relationship and to find some common ground. Typical topics of small talk are talking about your weekend or the weather or your travel to the location of the interview. During this time, you can find a way to give a compliment and ask a question back to the interviewer if it makes sense to do so. An example would be, "I must say your office space here is quite impressive." Or, "I just have to say, your front office staff are exceptionally friendly." An example of small talk related to commute would be, "Oh, the commute here went very smoothly. How about you? Do you commute far to the office yourself?" Now let's get to the real interview questions. Tell me about yourself. This is often the first question asked and gives you an opportunity to give an overview of your past experience and skills. Here, you'll want to include your name, your experience, your education, and relevant certifications. It's a great opportunity to tell your interviewer why you're an amazing fit for that job, and it's a chance to show your excitement for working for the company and being part of their team. So show it. Here's an example. "My name is," insert your name, "and I'm currently working as a," include your current job or role, "at the current company. I have a," and insert your highest level of education, "in the field of," insert your field of study, "and I'm certified in," include any relevant certifications at this point. "In my previous role at," insert your previous company, "I," and then just kind of explain really briefly some of your accomplishments and your responsibilities. "This experience honed my skills in," and explain some of your really relevant skills to this new job, "allowing me to excel in," and then give some examples of some specific tasks that you're really great at. "I have the skills and experience to match the job description and perform highly in this role, which means I can hit the ground running. I believe that my strength and my passion," and then include what that specific aspect of the job or industry you love, "align perfectly with this role. I'm excited about the possibility of contributing my skills and experience to," and then include the prospective company. A helpful tip is to physically record yourself answering these questions or trying to answer them in front of a mirror. That is how you'll identify some potential quirks that you might do, or interjections like ums and likes and so's if there are too many. As well, you'll be able to see how comfortable you look. Another common question is, "What do you know about our company?" And this is where your research comes in. Express 2 main facts that you know about the company and connect how possibly their mission or their product or accomplishments link to your interests in working for the company. Here's an example of an answer. "I've done extensive research on," insert the prospective company's name, "and I'm impressed by the company's dedication to," insert their core value. "The mission to," include their mission statement or something in their mission, "really resonates with me, as I am passionate about," something very related to that mission. "I understand that," prospective company, insert that name, "is a leader in," whatever industry you're talking about, "and it's known for," talk about some of their products or services. "I was particularly excited to learn about," this company's achievement, if there is one, "showcasing your commitment to," insert a value that is important to you. "I thrive in environments that encourage creativity and teamwork, and I believe my experience in," and then insert your relevant skills or whatever industry you've worked in, "aligns really well with," and then insert the new company's name and their goals. Another question often asked is, "How did you hear about this position?" If you happen to know someone in the industry or in that particular company, definitely mention that. It may help you in your chances. But like most of us, that isn't usually the case. So an answer like this would be amazing. I've had a keen interest in your company for several months now, and I've been on the lookout for this role to become available. I came across this position through, and then insert the source of where you found that either job posting or the referral. The opportunity to, and then kind of just mention something that you are actually excited about, really caught my attention and motivated me to apply. The next question, why do you want to work for us? This question is designed to find out and gauge your interest and find out a little bit about what you've done in terms of research about this position and about the company. You want to be sincere and share what really does resonate with you. Maybe you want to talk about how your skills will add value to that company. And this is an example of an answer. I've been following your company's journey and I'm impressed with, and then insert some kind of specific achievement, or possibly it's just something about their growth or their products. This speaks volumes about this company's vision and the talented team that drives its success. So here you're going to insert something that was mentioned in the job description. So insert this aspect of the job mentioned in the job description really caught my attention. My experience in insert your relevant skill or industry has really prepared me well for the challenges and opportunities this role presents. Overall, I believe that working for, insert the company's name, would not only be a great professional opportunity, but also a fulfilling journey aligned with my career goals and personal values. I genuinely believe I can build a long-term career here. Why did you leave your previous job? Here you want to keep it short, be very honest, but keep it as positive as you possibly can. Here's a great example. I left my previous job to seek new opportunities for professional growth and development that align better with my long-term career goals. I'm looking for a role where I can contribute my skills and expertise more effectively, while also learning and advancing within a forward-thinking organization like yours. What are your greatest strengths? This is not your time to be humble. This is your chance to really share all of your accomplishments. Try your best to match those accomplishments with the skills that the job description asks for. My strengths include my ability to learn extremely quickly. I'm a strong problem solver, and I see change as a positive thing. I'll always embrace change for the betterment of the team or clients and the company overall. What are your greatest weaknesses? Try to focus on something that you have already tried to work towards either improving already, or you are currently trying to improve in some way, either through education or courses or some kind of strategy that's been helping you. I'd say my greatest weakness is sometimes taking on too many tasks at once, which could affect my ability to prioritize tasks. However, I actually have been recently implementing this app, or you can insert a strategy or maybe some education or some skill that you've done. I've recently implemented this into my workflow, and I've noticed that it's an area I'm more able to deal with effectively as a result. Or, my greatest weakness is my lack of experience in speaking to large groups of people. I am excited to work on this skill though, and I'm already taking a few courses to develop these skills. So if any opportunity were to arise to gain experience in this area, I would absolutely want to take advantage of that skill development. Another common question is, why should we hire you? The employer here is trying to find out if you actually have the skills they need. So we are going to spend very specific time looking at each description in the job description and ensuring that we're touching all those bases. Here's an example of an answer. I feel that you should hire me because I bring a unique blend of experience, skills, and passion to the role. My proven track record and insert your relevant experience that relates to what they're looking for showcases my ability to, and then mention a skill or an achievement. I'm dedicated to continuous learning and growth, always striving to exceed expectations and contribute positively to the team and organization. I'm confident that my contributions would significantly impact the success of this company. If you want to see more videos like this, press the like button, and that way I know I should make more. Definitely share this with someone you know who is preparing for a job interview. They'll thank you. This next question could be one of multiple types of questions, but they're all very similar. It's discussing either a setback or a crisis or a conflict that you've experienced. In this situation, you're going to give a very concrete example. I recommend that you have 3 very specific situations ready and memorized to discuss, so that however the question is worded, you can apply at least one of those crises to that question. And then you want to give some kind of positive silver lining, something that's come out of that experience that was positive in the end. And after that, you want to explain some strategies or skills or education that has helped you develop so that you know how to better deal with this situation in the future. Here's an example of an answer. In a previous role, I encountered a coworker who had a very different communication style and often seemed resistant to collaboration. So you're going to want to add in some detail to the situation, obviously, and it must be a true situation for you. To address this challenge, I initiated open and respectful communication with a coworker to understand their perspective better, and then explain exactly how you did that. We had a really candid conversation, acknowledging our differences in discussing ways to collaborate effectively. By finding common ground and establishing clear communication channels, we were able to work together more harmoniously and improve the team dynamics overall. Here you can show your silver lining and possibly any potential classes or strategies that you've learned from that experience. The next question is, what's your ideal work environment? Now, this question is really not about you. It's more about what environment are they going to provide and how can you demonstrate that what you want is very similar to what they're offering so that you're a good match. Here's an example of an answer. My ideal working environment is one that fosters collaboration, encourages creativity, and promotes opportunities for continuous growth. I thrive in a setting where there's an open exchange of ideas and a strong sense of teamwork. Additionally, I really appreciate work environments that promote skills development and offer resources and tools needed to excel in my role. The next question is, what experience do you have that's relevant to this role? I recommend looking at the job description prior and choosing 3 of the descriptions and coming up with some examples of skills that help you match those requirements. Here's an example of an answer. I have a solid background that aligns directly with the requirements of this role. In my previous position at insert your previous company, I've honed my skills in and then insert some relevant skill, allowing me to effectively insert a specific accomplishment or task. Additionally, during my time at insert your previous company, I gained valuable experience in insert your relevant experience. It could mean project management or client relations or collaborating with teams, which I believe would be beneficial in contributing to my success in this position. Overall, my cumulative experience equips me to seamlessly transition into and excel in this role. The next question is, how would others describe you? Or often the question is, how do your coworkers describe you? To prepare for this question, come up with 2 very specific examples where you've received feedback. It might be from a review or someone wrote a great email about you, something that you can back up your claims. Here's an example of an answer. Based on recent feedback I've received, others have described me as, and then insert the description, adaptable or willing to support team members, and then give an example of that. I've been recognized for my strong work ethic and commitment to achieving results. Provide an example. Additionally, colleagues have mentioned my insert skill. Overall, I strive to maintain a really positive and proactive approach in both my professional and interpersonal interactions. Another question is, what has been your greatest achievement? Keep your answer related to the workplace, and bonus points if it relates somehow to the job description requirements. Here's an example of an answer. My greatest achievement was leading a team on a complex project for insert your previous company. We were tasked with describe the project. Through effective collaboration, strategic planning, and leveraging each team member's strengths, we not only met but exceeded the project objectives, resulting in and give some kind of specific outcome. This achievement not only showcased my leadership and project management abilities, but it also reinforced the power of teamwork and innovative problem solving in achieving significant results. Another question that might be asked is, what do you do outside of work? Although this appears to be more of a personal answer, and you might provide personal examples, somehow relate those skills to the job if you can. Here's an example of an answer. Outside of work, I really enjoy mention a hobby. So it could be hiking or reading or volunteering, as they provide relaxation and a creative outlet for me. I'm also very passionate about self-development and listening to audiobooks whenever I can to broaden my knowledge in the area of and include the job-related topic. And in that case, definitely have an example of something that maybe you've listened to or read and that you've really enjoyed. What can you do for us that other candidates can't? Now, this question could be asked in a bunch of different ways, but the general idea is, why are you a better candidate than maybe others that we've already talked with? Here's a great answer. What sets me apart is my ability to, and then mention some very unique skill or quality that you think you have. Maybe it's that you think creatively under pressure, or you're really good at adapting to change, which, coupled with my dedication and drive, allows me to, and then mention some way that you are impacted by that. I believe my knowledge in the area of, insert your skills or your knowledge, is unrivaled, and I'm committed to bringing this exceptional blend of skills and qualities to your team, ultimately contributing to the continued success and growth of your organization. Another question is, how would you deal with a difficult customer? And now this might be a difficult client, a difficult portfolio or team. It could vary. So it's a good idea to have 3 different specific scenarios depending on how they ask that question. Here's a great answer. Most difficult communication problems can be resolved when a person feels truly listened to. I would focus on actively listening to the customer, just asking questions to seek clarification. In my previous role, I had similar experiences in which, and then give an example of how that might apply to something you've experienced in the past. I was able to tell them what you did that actually helped the situation, and then tell them the result. And the result was provide some kind of positive outcome. Tell me about a time that you failed. Here, the employer is really looking for, how did you overcome the failure? What strategies did you use? And can you give examples? Here's a great answer. One notable instance where I faced a setback was during, and then provide your situation, at my previous job. Despite thorough planning and collaboration, give an example. Now discuss that problem. Maybe it's a delay in the project or being late, something like that. Now you're going to explain what you did. I identified the root cause of the issue, then keep going on. I collaborated with the team to develop a comprehensive plan, and I learned a valuable lesson about, and then insert what you've learned from that experience. This experience reinforced my commitment to continuous improvement. I'm now more adept at identifying potential challenges really early on, and I actively integrate these learnings into my current projects. Another question is, what did you dislike about some of your previous positions? Although this is a negative type of answer, you're going to do your best to keep a positive spin on this. Here's a good example. I found limited opportunities for professional growth and advancement in my previous job, which is why I'm seeking new challenges and development in this role. Where do you see yourself in 5 years or 10 years? Who knows what they might ask, but in the future. Here are 3 tips to consider. Your answer should include job-related goals, not personal goals. The answer should include something related to the same industry or the same position, rather than an entirely different industry where they might feel that you might not stay very long anyway. And lastly, it's always best to avoid explaining that your goal is to achieve a goal higher than the hiring manager's position, if at all possible. Here's a great answer. In 5 years, I see myself working for your company either in the same role or having gained advancement. I'm looking for an opportunity to further develop my skills in, now explain some kind of area that you are interested in, to see myself potentially taking on bigger projects within this company. I'd like to expand my expertise and mentor others within the team. Basically, explain how you can add value to this company. What are your salary expectations? The general rule here is to do a bit of research. You want to know what are the typical expected salaries for this position. And it's a good idea to come up with some kind of range and stick somewhere between the 50th and 80th percentile. Here's a great answer. I'm flexible regarding compensation, and I'm open to discussing a fair and competitive salary that reflects my experience, my skills, and the value I can bring to the team and the organization. The interviewer might push you further to get a better idea rather than a broad response. So that percentage might come in handy. And if the percentage is still not a good enough answer for them and they want more specifics, then having done your research is the best thing you could have done, because you don't want to undersell yourself either. And the last question typically is, do you have any questions for us? This is your opportunity to show enthusiasm and show that you really are thinking about this position and this company specifically. So don't throw this opportunity away. Definitely have some questions ready. Here are some examples. What would you need me to focus on in the first 30 days of starting in this role? What skills do you value the most for someone in this role? Can you tell me a little more about the team I would be part of in this role? Can you tell me more about the goals of the program or projects in this role? What suggestions would you give to the successful candidate who wants to really excel? And if you want the full answers to all these questions and have companies begging for you to be on their team, then click on the link below. You'll see a free PDF of everything that we've discussed here. What are some of the most essential job interview phrases to just have ready and know to use on the spot? If you want to know those, click on this video right here and find out what they are. See you there.